Maybe goodness isn't a decree from the heavens, but something that evolved right here on Earth.
And that takes us right into the heart of this deep dive.
Exactly.
Newshoes, being a scientist, looks to biology, to ethology, the study of animal behavior, to figure this out. Is morality a divine gift, or is it an evolved capacity? Let's dig into the evidence here.
The evidence is really robust. It points to these innate moral foundations existing across a ton of social species. The consensus is that morality is basically a survival tool that helps complex groups cooperate.
Okay, so let's start with the famous experiment with the monkeys and fairness. Can you walk us through that?
Sure. It's often done with capuchin monkeys. You have two monkeys in separate cages, side by side. You give monkey A a token and hands it back to the researcher, and it gets a piece of cucumber. It's happy. You do the same with monkey B, gets a cucumber. Everyone's content.
Simple transaction.
Simple transaction. But then you change the reward. Monkey A does the task, gets a cucumber. But monkey B does the exact same task and gets a sweet grape. A much higher value reward.
And what does monkey A do?
It gets angry. It sees the unfairness. It takes the cucumber. Maybe it even throws it back at the researcher. It's demonstrating a sense of fairness, an aversion to being cheated. It will literally sacrifice a reward rather than accept an unjust deal.
And there's no scripture for monkeys.
No scripture, just an evolved sense of social contracts.
Okay, what about empathy? You mentioned elephants?
Elephants are fascinating. They have complex social lives. If a member of their herd dies, they'll perform what look like grief rituals, standing vigil, touching the bones. But for empathy, if a calf is distressed, maybe it's stuck in the mud, other adult elephants will rush over, touch it with their trunks, make these low, rumbling vocalizations that are known to be calming. They're actively trying to soothe another's distress. That's empathy in action. And then there are the rats. The idea that a rat would choose to free a trapped friend over getting a piece of chocolate. That sounds almost too good to be true.
It does sound like a parable, but it's been verified in labs. You have a free rat in a cage and a trapped companion in a little enclosure inside. The free rat also has access to chocolate, which they love.
And what does it do?
Overwhelmingly, the free rats first figure out the complex latch to free their companion before they go for the chocolate. They prioritize alleviating the distress of their friend over their own immediate gratification. That's cooperation, that's reciprocity, and it's outweighing basic self-interest.
So the conclusion becomes pretty undeniable. Morality isn't something that was handed down to us. It evolved.
It evolved because it works. Groups that cooperate, that show empathy, that enforce fairness, they simply outsurvive groups that are full of selfish, cruel individuals. These moral intuitions were selected for over millions of years.
And neuroscience shows us the wiring for it in our own brains.
We're literally built for it. You have things like the mirror neuron system. When you see someone get hurt, your brain simulates a shadow of that pain. That's the biological root of empathy. Our prefrontal cortex then weighs the consequences of our actions. Morality is physical. It's in our neurology.
Which also explains why, across cultures, people tend to agree on the big stuff.
Absolutely. The large-scale studies on this are clear. Whether you're religious or secular, from Asia or America, people generally agree on the core principles. Don't harm innocent people, protect children, be fair.
So if morality was already there, what was religion's role?
Religion didn't create morality. It provided a powerful enforcement mechanism. It gave us rituals, community structure, and it solved the free rider problem.
The person who cheats when no one is looking.
Right. How do you stop that? In a big society. You introduce an all-seeing God who is always looking. And the consequences for cheating are eternal. Religion basically took our pre-existing moral instincts and scaled them up with a cosmic supervisor.
Now let's bring it